Good morning. It is almost 5 o'clock in the morning here at Dan's house on May 16th, 2017. And you may say it's a little dark in Dan's house, and it is. Because right now my house is being lit up by one computer and the new LED light that I started working on a couple of months ago. There's the one computer sitting over there. And over here is a new LED light sitting on a tripod. I have finally got this thing finished. It took months, a couple of months, about 2 months or so, near as I can remember. I had some medical issues and was in the hospital, and since then I've got some more medical issues, non-life threatening, but certainly life-changing issues. I don't want to go into that right now, but I will do a video after this one talking about all that stuff and the life changes that I'm going to have to deal with. So I finally finished it. It's dark, I know. You can see the little voltmeter stuck on the back. You can see it a little bit better there, but it's sitting on the tripod, and this tripod, unfortunately, is not going to be really good for this big, heavy thing. It actually came out a lot heavier than I anticipated. I knew it was going to be heavy, but it's way too heavy for that cheap, inexpensive tripod that I have there. So, not sure what I'm going to do about that, but let's go ahead and switch it around here. And you can see that thing is full blast right now. There is the 4 LED lights. So let's go ahead and look at a video of the process of making this over the last couple of months. And then we'll get this thing in the light and really have a good close look at it after that. So I started this project at the end of March. And as you can see here, we are having some pretty nice weather. Summer-like type weather is coming in. And that means I can experiment a little bit with the new grape solar panel. Kind of had to invent this LED light as I went along. Here I've made my markings on the nice clean mirror. And now I've got my LED lights. 2 of these cost about somewhere between $4 and $5. So I got just about $10 into this. These have a nice sticky back on them, so you can attach them very easily to the glass mirror and probably whatever else you want. I'm going to use up this 12 volt S pack here, 12 volt 3S pack. Charging my batteries up with the new digital charger. It's the first time I used it. Got this nice switch here, variable speed motor switch. Wasn't sure how this was going to work. I've had this probably for a whole year. Attached the lights to it very simply. Now I got a mess of wires to deal with. Let's glue this battery bank down here using some super glue. I wasn't sure if this was going to work real well, but I really had nothing to lose by trying it this way. Time to get the batteries out here and check them out. I charged them up well back into March, and they've been sitting quite a while. The whole time I was in the hospital, these have just been sitting. They came out pretty good. Now we'll super glue the switch to the side of the bank here. For lack of finding a better place to put it. Got to do some soldering here on all the wires, trying to make it a little bit simpler than it actually was. It's a little complicated mess here, but it worked out pretty good. Adding a little bit of heat shrink. Don't have a heat gun, so got to use the next best thing. And now I got a new soldering iron that I thought I'd try out as I continue to do some soldering, adding the voltmeter here. Um, Definitely put a little breaker in there so I can, actually a plug so I can disconnect it so it doesn't run all the time, because it will eventually run the batteries down, but it would take a really long time. New soldering iron is working really good. It's definitely more wattage than anything else I've ever had. Now trying to super glue all the excessive wires down and try to get them out of the way and clean this project up and attach this little meter to the side of the bank. Now trying to figure out how in the world I'm going to fix this thing so it will mount to a tripod. So I bought a longer, what is that? I can't remember what that is. It's a quarter by 20-inch nut there and a bolt, and try to figure out a way to attach it in there so it can be very strong. It took a while to figure out how to do this. I just had to invent this as I went along. Adding the wood was really the only way I could figure out how to do this. So I mount this quarter by 20-inch nut down inside there and then add the bolt to hold it securely, because otherwise it would not be very secure. Tighten that thing on there, left a little bit too much of it out. I should have sunk it down all the way to the wood, but you just don't think about things like that. Now drilling a little space so that the nut can be hidden inside the wood, and then I glue that together and make a nice bond there. And that'll be the start of my frame.